Nancy and Robin's friendship is easily one of the best parts of Stranger Things. During season 4, we really got to see their dynamic evolve after they finally started opening up to each other. One of these moments was when they had to pretend to be college students to make the most out of a sticky situation. In this video, we'll be talking about this dynamic duo, so stay tuned till the end. First off, Nancy and Robin's costumes were supposed to look different. In episode 4, Dear Billy, Nancy and Robin pretend to be sophisticated proper college students to secure a meeting with Victor Creel, much to Robin's dismay. However, the initial plan for this scene looked completely different. Forsythe is one of the main makeup artists for the show. In a conversation with Insider, she revealed that the original intention was to make both Nancy and Robin look hotter rather than intellectual. According to Forsythe, the original draft had intended to show Nancy and Robin appearing more aged up rather than professional academics. She elaborated on how she, alongside the other makeup artists, experimented a lot. They were all trying to figure out what would make them appear older to fulfill their purpose in that sequence. According to the scripts, they would appear more attractive to an older man, but they eventually discarded that. They instead went for a more toned-down academia-styled look, which only implied that they were serious working students. The reasoning behind this was not explicitly told, but it was probably related to the progression of the season. Even though most of the characters are nearing the age where they want to do more adult things, this season showed their struggles to help each other out. Following up, was this change-up a smart decision? One could speculate on what these potential undercover costumes would have been like, but it is safe to conclude that Stranger Things took the right path. The main objective was for Nancy and Robin to appear more mature than their actual age, which was accomplished with their academic attire. This was also consistent with Stranger Things' broader themes because, while the series has placed its young characters in dark and difficult situations, it has always emphasized they are still children. As a result, Robin and Nancy shouldn't have had to age provocatively. Initially, they might have tried to bring in an element of seduction. They probably ended up discarding the idea though, since they might have been concerned about whether the audience would mind this approach. Stranger Things has a great audience that includes minors, and though the show includes some pretty disturbing stuff, this might have been where they draw the line. Coming up, they really didn't want to the girls, though the premise of Nancy and Robin having to appear more adult remained, making them appear more scholarly rather than simply hotter changed the mood of the scene. Season 4 concentrated on their intelligence and wits rather than their appearances, which many of the people enjoyed immensely. It was also essential that they not appear contemporary. Stranger Things has a theme that it follows throughout, as they have to stick to the period that it is set in. They cannot go for looks that resemble how they both appear on their Instagram file. Bringing this in would have automatically accompanied a element, which might not have been appropriate. Making them look older by sexualizing the characters was inconsistent with their personality, especially given Robin's lecture about sexism in the 4th episode. In the end, dressing Robin and Nancy in academic clothes made the sequence funnier and more innocently refreshing, solidifying it as a classic Stranger Things moment. Moving on, Buckley and Dyer did justice to their characters. Buckley's character, Maya Hawke, debuted in Season 3 and quickly became a fan favorite because of her unique personality. Season 4 got to see Robin pair up alongside Nancy, played by Natalia Dyer, in a much-anticipated collaboration. Despite a bumpy start, considering how Nancy's no-nonsense attitude clashed with Robin's more awkward, eager personality. Regardless, the duo had some heartwarming moments throughout the season. Many people even speculated on a romantic relationship between the two. Who needs Steve and Jonathan, right? It isn't a secret that Maya is a gay woman who is always very open about it, not to mention the fact that we get glimpses of her looking at Nancy in that way. It's hard to tell if Nancy would return her sentiments, but it's too late to stop their ship from trending all over the media. Now, talking about Nancy and Robin following Stranger Things traditions. Firstly, this tradition has really set the bar high. Stranger Things is popular because of its fascinating and mostly pleasant group of characters. Fans already adore both the girls as individuals. Nancy and Robin's collaboration in the latest season continues a beautiful tradition that began in Season 2. Stranger Things' streak of unexpected but wonderful character combinations continues with both of them. One of the most impressive aspects of the show in recent seasons has been its ability to combine distinct personalities and character pairings and make them engaging to watch. Some of these pairs appear to be doomed at first, but they quickly become the season's heart as genuine friendships blossom. Season 2 began with Steve and Dustin surprisingly bonding, with Steve even giving Dustin dating advice, which only the best buddies do. Season 3 continued with Robin and Steve, who began as co-workers at Scoops Ahoy. They eventually ended up forming a heart heartwarming connection after being apprehended and tortured by Russians while invading a hidden Russian stronghold beneath Starcourt Mall. Stranger Things does a great job of introducing a threat into the show every time. During every season, we've seen these threats shift around and evolve. In the end, these threats bring everyone together so that they could collaborate to reach a solution. Even if any of the friends are going through some issues, they tend to get resolved by the time the season ends. Coming up, how have Nancy and Robin maintained this tradition? In Season 4, Nancy and Robin continue a brilliant Stranger Things character tradition. They're an excellent example of the strange couple chemistry that the show excels at. Nancy is more formal and classically feminine, whereas Robin is clumsy and goofy. At first, Robin irritates Nancy, but after they team up at the library, they really see each other as friends. They successfully and humorously masquerade themselves as students of psychology. During the process, they create a beautiful relationship. When Nancy complains about her relationship problems with Jonathan, Robin offers her support. When Nancy questions Robin whether she and Robin became officially friends in the 6th chapter, the answer is obvious. This unusual duo, like Dustin and Steve and Robin and Steve in past seasons, develops into a strong friendship. Nancy hasn't had a female companion to spend time with or confide in since Barb died in Season 1. This may shift considering how Robin and Nancy have built a bond. This would be a refreshing sight to see because Nancy had become super reserved since she lost her close friend. Ever since then, there had been a change in her we couldn't quite point out. Maybe it was just the lack of confidence. Maybe we'll really get to see her character grow. Both of them have quite distinct personalities, but they get along well as friends. Stranger Things last season, hopefully, will continue this delicious odd friendship tendency. Finally, let's explore the premises the show sets for this bonding. In Season 4, the gang had to band together to deal with a brand new challenge, the Vecna. It's a demonic creature that can psychologically link with its victims and see images of their pain before killing them. Nancy, a dedicated journalist for Hawkins High's newspaper, goes out determined to uncover more about Vecna and why it is murdering Hawkins' kids. Since the very start, Nancy is invested in this quest. Knowing the fact that she has a younger brother whom she has to look out for, she knows she has to eradicate this danger. We loved to see women take control in this season, leading the gang towards truth like the smart women they are. Steve had planned to accompany Nancy to the library to seek clues. However, since Robin could not handle Dustin and Max, she volunteered to join Nancy. Both of them initially started out on a bad foot, but they worked together effectively to hunt for the solution to breaking Vecna's spell. After speaking with Victor, a common threat brings everyone together, and that's where entirely unexpected bonds like Nancy and Robin take formation. Most of the time, the creators do a great job of surprising everyone by bringing together two opposite characters. Since opposites attract, it's always entertaining to see two opposite personalities clash and then eventually fall together into a comfortable and reliable bond between friends. That's a wrap, folks. Do you guys love Nancy and Robin just as much as we do? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more steamy updates about the Stranger Things cast. See you in the next video.